Hello, and welcome back to the Southern Bible Thumper channel. For this upload, we will be reading Leviticus chapter 23. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them concerning the feasts of the Lord, which ye shall proclaim to be holy convocations. Even these are my feasts. 6 days shall work be done, but the seventh day is the Sabbath of rest, and holy convocation. Ye shall do no work therein. It is the Sabbath of the Lord in all your dwellings. These are the feasts of the Lord, even holy convocations, which ye shall proclaim in their seasons. In the 14th day of the first month, at even, is the Lord's Passover, and on the 15th day of the same month is the feast of unleavened bread unto the Lord. 7 days ye must eat unleavened bread. In the first day ye shall have an holy convocation. Ye shall do no servile work therein, but ye shall offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord 7 days. And the seventh day is an holy convocation. Ye shall do no servile work therein. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, When ye be come into the land which I give unto you, and shall reap the harvest thereof, then ye shall bring a sheaf of the firstfruits of your harvest unto the priest. And he shall wave the sheaf before the Lord to be accepted for you. On the morrow after the Sabbath the priest shall wave it. And ye shall offer that day when ye wave the sheaf, and he lamb without blemish of the first year for a burnt offering unto the Lord. And the meat offering thereof shall be 2/10 deals of fine flour mingled with oil, an offering made by fire unto the Lord for a sweet savour. And the drink offering thereof shall be of wine, the fourth part of an hin. And ye shall eat neither bread, nor parched corn, nor green ears, until the selfsame day that ye have brought an offering unto your God. It shall be a statute for ever throughout your generations in all your dwellings. And ye shall count unto you from the morrow, after the Sabbath, from the day that ye brought the sheaf of the wave offering, 7 Sabbaths shall be complete. Even unto the morrow, after the 7th Sabbath, shall ye number 50 days. And ye shall offer a new meat offering unto the Lord. Ye shall bring out of your habitations 2 wave loaves of 2/10 deals. They shall be of fine flour. They shall be baken with leaven. They are the firstfruits unto the Lord. And ye shall offer with the bread 7 lambs without blemish of the first year, and 1 young bullock, and 2 rams. They shall be for a burnt offering unto the Lord, with their meat offering and their drink offerings, even an offering made by fire of sweet savour unto the Lord. Then ye shall sacrifice 1 kid of the goats for a sin offering, and 2 lambs of the first year for a sacrifice of peace offerings. And the priest shall wave them with the bread of the firstfruits for a wave offering before the Lord with the 2 lambs. They shall be holy to the Lord for the priest. And ye shall proclaim on the selfsame day that it may be an holy convocation unto you. Ye shall do no servile work therein. It shall be a statute forever in all your dwellings throughout your generations. And when ye reap the harvest of your land, thou shalt not make clean riddance of the corners of thy field when thou reapest, neither shalt thou gather any gleaning of thy harvest. Thou shalt leave them unto the poor and to the stranger. I am the Lord your God. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, saying, In the 7th month, in the first day of the month, shall ye have a Sabbath, a memorial of blowing of trumpets, and holy convocation. Ye shall do no servile work therein, but ye shall offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Also on the 10th day of the 7th month there shall be a day of atonement. It shall be an holy convocation unto you. And ye shall afflict your souls, and offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord. And ye shall do no work in that same day, for it is a day of atonement, to make an atonement for you before the Lord your God. For whatsoever soul it be that shall not be afflicted in that same day, he shall be cut off from among his people. And whatsoever soul it be that doeth any work in the same day, the same soul will I destroy from among his people. Ye shall do no manner of work. It shall be a statute forever throughout your generations in all your dwellings. It shall be unto you a Sabbath of rest. And ye shall afflict your souls. In the 9th day of the month at even, from even unto even shall ye celebrate your Sabbath. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, saying, The 15th day of this 7th month shall be the feast of tabernacles for 7 days unto the Lord. On the first day shall be an holy convocation. Ye shall do no servile work therein. 7 days ye shall offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord. On the 8th day shall be an holy convocation unto you, and ye shall offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord. It is a solemn assembly, and ye shall do no servile work therein. These are the feasts of the Lord, which ye shall proclaim to be holy convocations, to offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord, a burnt offering, and a meat offering, a sacrifice, and drink offerings, everything upon his day. And beside the Sabbaths of the Lord, and beside your gifts, and beside all your vows, and beside all your freewill offerings, which ye give unto the Lord. Also, in the 15th day of the 7th month, when ye have gathered in the fruit of the land, ye shall keep a feast unto the Lord 7 days. On the first day shall be a Sabbath, and on the 8th day shall be a Sabbath. And ye shall take you on the first day of the boughs of goodly trees, branches of palm trees, and the boughs of thick trees, and willows of the brook, and ye shall rejoice before the Lord your God 7 days. And ye shall keep it a feast unto the Lord 7 days in the year. It shall be a statute forever in your generations. Ye shall celebrate it in the 7th month. Ye shall dwell in booths 7 days. All that are Israelites born shall dwell in booths, that your generations may know that I made the children of Israel to dwell in booths, when I brought them out of the land of Egypt. I am the Lord your God. And Moses declared unto the children of Israel the feasts of the Lord. Summarizing Leviticus chapter 23, the chapter begins with God explaining the holy feasts. Verse 3 mentions to keep the 7th day. Before I get, well, actually, never mind. I'll just come back to it until we get to it. Leviticus chapter 23, verse 3 mentions to keep the 7th day, the Sabbath, the holy convocation. And so I have this pulled up here because I did not know what convocation meant. And it's an assembly of persons called together for a meeting. So basically, this is church. So this is another personal question that I had for God, wanting to know if it is a requirement that I attend a physical church, because I don't. I'm not affiliated with any organization. I'm just going rogue and doing this because I want to know what God is saying, what the Bible says, why. So this is somewhat saying that yes, you do have to go to church. Uh so yeah. Verse 4. Oh, also with verse 3 mentions to keep the 7th day holy. Let me go back to it. To keep the 7th day holy, the Sabbath is the holy convocation, meaning the holy meeting, and do not work on the day. We already know that, but God is reemphasizing it because he wants it to be, it's important. He's now mentioned this several times. This is something I should have documented as well, but to keep the 7th day holy is something that, well, since the beginning of the Bible, it's been a day of rest. But God just commanded the Israelites to honor it. So, verse 4 outlines the feasts that the Israelites are supposed to keep. Well, the outlining of what feasts are supposed to be kept or traditionally celebrated starts in verse 4. These are the appointed feasts, as we can read. And then Leviticus chapter 23, verse 5, the 14th day of the first month at evening is the day of honoring the Passover feast. But then on the next day, the 15th day, is the Feast of Unleavened Bread. 7 days unleavened bread must be eaten. So bread without yeast, that it honestly, it tastes like the communion bread. It's like that flat bread. I wonder if that's what manna was, unleavened bread. Okay, so verse 7, the first day of the 7 day unleavened bread uh, stretch of time, the Israelites must have another holy convocation. No servile work is supposed to be done. And servile means service work. It's just an antiquated, um, well, yeah, beef. befitting a menial position. That's actually a little bit worse than what I said. Yes, meanly or cravenly submissive. So I'm not quite sure how that would transfer over today. Is that well, let's look. Verse 7. No ordinary work, no regular work, no laborious. So maybe God is just saying the work that you have to do on this day is servile because it is not as important as the convocation that I want you to keep. And then verse 8. Sorry, I could be a little more organized with this. Okay, Leviticus chapter 23, verse 8. Offer a burnt offering for 7 days for the 7-day period of this first feast. The seventh day is the holy convocation. Don't do any servile work. Verse 10. The second celebration should be the celebration of first fruits. That will begin with the Israelites enter the new land. And so the Israelites are required to bring their first fruits to the priest, wave the sheep the next day, offer an unblemished male lamb under 1 year of age as a burnt offering on that same day. And then verse 13, the Israelites are required to make a meat offering with flour and a drink offering. And in Leviticus chapter 23, verse 14, God says, do not eat bread, parched corn, and we see here a roasted new grain or fresh kernels until the next day after you've brought an offering to God. So this is the permanent statute. So this is the law regarding the second celebration or the celebration of first fruits. That's the second feast. The first feast is honoring the Passover. Now we're doing first fruits. Now we're moving on to verse 16. So after the Sabbath passes, count seven Sabbaths or 50 days later, make another meat offering. Make 2 leavened loaves of bread. So leaven, now that's including yeast. So for this 50-day later, after the first fruits, 2 regular loaves of bread, and make this for a wave offering. Offer I think it says 7. Okay, 7 male lambs. Sometimes my 7s and my 1s look a little bit the same. I could write a little neater, but that's why I just want to check. So 7 unblemished lambs under 1 year old. Bring 1 young bullock. Bring 2 rams for a burnt offering. And a meat offering, a drink offering, and a burnt offering will be made. The priest will make a wave offering with bread and 2 lambs. Then verse 19. 1 goat for sin offerings, for a sin offering, and 2 lambs for a peace offering. Verse 21. Proclaim on the same day that this is a holy convocation. This is also a permanent law. So to recap, the first feast was the Passover. Second feast is the Feast of First Fruits. The one that we just went over, the 50-day later, this is a holy convocation celebrating, well, I don't see where this is an official name, just this is after 50 days after the first fruits. So Passover, first fruits, 50 days after first fruits. And then verse 22, God reminds the Israelites that after the celebration of the first fruits harvest, don't take all of the harvest, leave some for the poor and for the stranger. The fourth celebration is verse 24. The first day of the 7th month, So the seventh month, first day, there should be a Sabbath called the blowing of the trumpets. No servile work, attend another convocation, and make an offering of fire to the Lord. So to recap, the Passover, the first fruits, the 50-day after first fruits, and now the blowing of the trumpets. Verse 27 is the fifth celebration. The seventh month, on the 10th day, there's a day of atonement. This is a holy convocation. There's no servile work. An offering of fire must be made, and you must afflict your souls. Well, the Israelites must afflict their souls, or be cut off from your people. Verse 30. Oh dear. I don't have it up. Okay. Okay, Leviticus chapter 23, verse 30. If you do any work on this day, the Day of Atonement, God will destroy the soul from among his people. And then the seventh month, the 9th day, to the following evening, on the 10th day, is supposed to be a day of rest. So it actually starts on the 9th day. So that's the day of rest. And then the 10th day is also a day of rest. So to recap, once again, we have the Passover, the first fruits, the 50 days after the first fruits, the blowing of trumpets, and lastly, the Day of Atonement. Well, not lastly, but the fifth feast is the Day of Atonement. Now we're going into the sixth feast. And this is verse 34. The sixth feast is on the seventh month, the 15th day. This is called the Feast of Tabernacles. It's 7 days long. The first day, a holy convocation needs to be made, another holy meeting. No servile work should be done. Make offerings by fire for 7 days. There's a holy convocation on the 8th day. Make a fire offering. This is a solemn assembly. Do no servile work. Verse 30. So, to recap, because I just want to recap. If it's annoying, I'm sorry, but it's only one time. Well, it's only one time that I'm being this annoying, okay? So the first feast, again, is the Passover feast. The second feast is the Feast of First Fruits. The third feast is the 50 days after the first fruits. The fourth feast is the blowing of trumpets. The fifth feast is the Day of Atonement. The sixth feast is the Feast of the Tabernacles. Now, verse 37. These are the appointed feasts of the Lord. We should proclaim them to be holy convocations and make burnt meat, sacrifice, and drink offerings, each on its proper day. Verse 38. Okay, well, so in addition to honoring the Sabbaths, you're giving gifts, you're honoring vows, and making peace offerings. You also need to remember and hold these other feasts, these other 6 feasts that we mentioned, honor them. Verse 39 reiterates that the 6th celebration, which is the 7-day Feast of Tabernacles, the first day and the 8th day are both Sabbaths. So no servile work is to be done. You're supposed to make another holy convocation or meeting. And then the chapter ends. Well, thus Moses appointed Feast of the Lord to the Israelites. But then there's another part. You should dwell in booths, and booths are temporary shelters. Okay. So for the last celebration, the Feast of Tabernacles, God intends for the people to dwell in booths for those days to honor when God delivered them out of Exodus. When God delivered the Israelites out of Egypt in the book of Exodus. So that is Leviticus chapter 23. I don't have anything to highlight again, but Leviticus chapter 23, there were 6 feasts that God intended the Israelites to keep and honor throughout the generations. Again, I would like to go over them. The first one is the Passover feast. The second feast is the Feast of Firstfruits. The third feast is the 50 days after the Firstfruits. The fourth feast is the blowing of trumpets. The fifth feast is the Day of Atonement. And the sixth feast is the Feast of Tabernacles. That's why I want to do it, because I want to remember what these feasts are. So it's actually more for me than you, but now we both know. So thank you so much for watching this video until this point. God bless you. And the next upload will be Leviticus chapter 24. We are almost through the book of Leviticus. We're going to go through Numbers. Once we get to Deuteronomy, we will be able to start discussing some other characters, because Moses also wrote the book of Numbers and book of Deuteronomy. So we've still got ways to go with Moses and the Israelites. But I really look forward to talking about some different characters. That's what I like the most about the book of Genesis. And I don't want to ramble on and on. Have a good day.